Oh man, I need some more orange juice on this Saturday morning. Tavon Austin plays for the Cowboys? You traded Tavon Austin? The West Virginian? You come out of West V, and then we come out of that dude's college career was phenomenal. That dude's phenomenal. Wasn't he trade? Yo, what up is Tavon Austin started off with he didn't start off with the Rams. Who did he start off with? What's good, Copper Truth, man? I'm like, wait, Tavon Austin got traded to the Cowboys? Like, when did that happen? Yeah, he played for the Rams. It was the Rams, right? I'm like, wait, what? He didn't have he didn't have a good career with the Rams? I'm surprised to see that. I was looking at the highlights. I'm gonna run some more back. When I get better at this, I'll be able to stream side by side. But I was looking at the scores and the highlights, and I was like, wait, when did this happen? Man, I need to start keeping up with football if I'm gonna start. No, it's not week 4 until Thursday, next Thursday. We're in week 3. We're playing in week 3 now, but I was looking at week 2's highlights. So that's why I'm talking about week 2. Yeah, it's week 3 now. But I was looking at, week 3 is not over. It's not over until tomorrow. Yeah, okay. It's not over until tomorrow. Because you guys know I'm not the best with the NFL. So I'm like, wait a minute. Week 1, 2. Okay. Yeah, we're on week 3 now. Cut your hair, coach. Oh man, I'm gonna do something with it. I just no. We go this route for right now. Oh man. So yeah, I was like, wait. Yeah. Yeah, man, I got an afro pick around here somewhere, but I don't get out much. So I just leave it the way it is. I ain't got nobody to impress. But yeah, man, I was checking out some highlights and seeing who was doing what to who. And you know who looks good this year? Denver. Denver looks good this year. Denver looks good this year. From what I saw in the highlights. All right, so here's the standings. In the AFC, the Dolphins are 2-0. Pats are 1-1. Jets are 1-2. Bills are 0-2. So the Jets must have played already yesterday, or Thursday. Excuse me. I think they did. In AFC West, Chiefs are 2-0. Broncos are 2-0. Chargers are 1-1. Raiders are 0-2. How about the Bills, man? How about the Bills? Just the guy just quit on them right at halftime. It's crazy. The Bengals in the AFC North are 2-0. Browns are 1-1. Ravens are 1-1. Steelers are 0-1. We gotta do something about that. Roethlisberger 0-1. AFC South, Jags are 2-0. Titans are 1-1. Colts are 1-1. Texans are 0-2. NFC East, Cowboys are 1-1. Redskins are 1-1. Eagles are 1-1. Giants 0-2. Rams in the AFC West are 2-0. 49ers 1-1. Seahawks 0-2. Russell Wilson throwing that interception. Cardinals are 0-2. NFC North, Packers are 1-0. And they have one. Is that a tie? Really? Huh. Get out of here. Vikings are 1-1 tie. Bears are 1-1. Lions are 0-2. NFC South, Buccaneers are 2-0. See the Bucks, man. The Bucks are the sleepers, man. The Falcons are 1-1, Panthers are 1-1, and the Saints are 1-1. So the tie must have been Packers played the Vikings and tied up. So did they go on the over? I gotta look at the highlights of that because they must have went into OT and But yeah, the Broncos are looking good right now. I think Colts are 1-1. You wanted to see the Eagles versus the Colts? Okay. Eagles injury. You think Wentz Carson Wentz over Andrew Luck? I would say if the Eagles were healthy, the Eagles take that. I think the Colts are. I think the Colts can be a lot better. Can be a lot better and keep Andrew Luck because he's obviously a good franchise quarterback. Steelers have a tie. Steelers have a tie. Yeah. Steelers 0-1-1. They have a tie. So they must have tied the Browns because the Browns are 1-1. I didn't watch any of the games. So the Browns are 1-1. No 5 guys out on defense. Wow. Jeez. That's a lot of people out. 5 guys are out on the defense. But you know what? Whenever a team wins a Super Bowl, isn't it always crazy how the team is either dissolved or a bunch of people in the next year are just hurt? You know what I'm saying? Like, this doesn't surprise me to see this. But I was checking out some highlights. I'm going to go back to some of these highlights and pull them up again. It's like, let's get busy. Yeah, some of these highlights were pretty impressive. Some of the catches that they had. My team is still, because somebody asked, I think it might have been you is that asked me this. My team that I want to win is Pittsburgh. Who I think is going to win is the Patriots. We're seeing a lot of, well, I would say fast start. Look, I expect a couple teams to go like 4-5-0, and then that same team just. I tell you, who's good for doing that? The Chiefs. They'll go 6-0. Everybody be talking about them. Then they'll lose like 4 straight. NFL highlights. That's week 3. I don't want to see week 3 yet. Well, we can talk about week 3. But it's not over yet, so I don't want to do it till next week. Okay, so here's every team highlights. Not going to play the audio, but play some of the video, some of the catches and stuff that I've seen. What up, Ward? Yeah. So the tough place, Brown and Bell are not showing up to practice. But you know what? Why Le'Veon Bell is not showing up is no secret. And Brown, that's different though, because he had a stellar year last year. I mean, he kicked butt last year. So I don't think it's because of the paycheck. But I could be wrong. I haven't looked it up. But as far as Le'Veon Bell not showing up for practice, I mean, he's not showing up because he's pissed off. Brown said he's not getting enough touches. Well, so who's getting the touches on the offense? Okay, so you got Brown, who I think got like the most receptions last year. I could be wrong on that, but I think he did. I think he got the most receptions last year. So why you're not saying you're not getting enough? I was Japan to Damage State, and they still a couple hours ago and gave it to the Broncos. Here's the Patriots will win. But yes, oh yeah, Patriots. I got the Patriots all day. But okay, so you got. Oh, so you're saying the Panthers because of the hurricane? We know how that goes. Whenever there's a hurricane, that team usually, because of the tribute. I mean, if you look at Houston, the Astros won the pennant. I mean, it's just what they do. So if not this year, next year, it would be logical to say, okay, Carolina's going to win the Super Bowl. Just they're going to win. They'll come out, 1-1. Third week they'll win. Fourth week they'll lose one. Fifth week, sixth week they'll win both of those. Seventh week they'll lose. Eighth week they'll win. Going to the play, which will secure their playoff. Ninth week, 10th week, and then they'll just steamroll everybody into the playoffs, and then boom, win the whole thing. We've seen this happen time and time again. They lose just enough to give you some doubt, but then next thing you know, boom, they get into the playoffs, then to the final 8, final 4, and then next thing you know, they win, and everybody's happy. Then they all talk about, the city is so great, it's so bad that the hurricane damaged. It's just like, we just seen it over and over and over again. Every time a hurricane hit, it's almost like clockwork. Yeah, I mean, it's almost like freaking clockwork. Whenever there's a tragedy or something that happens, especially if it's a disaster, it's declared a disaster, whatever city is hit, whatever, it's just like, boom, next thing you know, they get, we're going to make sure that they, get attention and get love after, whatever it is that devastated them. Brown saw Odell get paid. Okay, so let's unpack that a little bit. Odell Beckham, to me, is not better than Antonio Brown. As a matter of fact, Odell Beckham was an average dude until the catch, till he did the whole boom, bring it in. Then it was like, boom. Antonio Brown constantly shows up and does well. Antonio Brown, his only injury was he had a little turf toe going on last year. So he had a little turf toe, but he still, he puts the numbers up every year. Steelers are always either in the playoffs, or going to the Super Bowl. They're always a threat because of Antonio Brown. When you look at Odell Beckham, off screen, he's a PR nightmare. You know what I'm saying? On screen, when he's on the sidelines, he's kicking over stuff. He's acting like a petulant child. So his numbers aren't even nowhere near as good as Antonio Brown. So I am 100% behind Antonio Brown being pissed off about, not getting a better paycheck. But this is not the way you do it. This is not the way you do it. This puts a bad taste in everybody's mouth when you just don't show up for practice. It just does. This is unprofessional. And here's the thing. Here's what I think about Antonio Brown. I think Antonio Brown doesn't want to work for anyone else. I think he wants to stay with the Steelers. Usually when you see something like this and then they sign, another contract, okay, all right, I'll be here. Usually when you see this, you're just like, I think he wants to be a franchise player. I think he wants to be a Lynn Swan, a Stallworth. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what he wants to be. But you got to pay him what he's worth. And after he did all of that, even injured, and then you turn around and see someone like Odell Beckham, who is a good player, but he's not as good as you are, get more money, then you're just like, wait, he got what? How many million? 100 million almost, right? Odell Beckham. I'm going to also say this. The Rooneys don't play. They don't get sandwiched into no situation that they don't want. It's just, they just don't. The Steelers have always been a hard-nosed team. We don't have cheerleaders. We We don't want any cheerleaders. We don't believe in that goofy stuff. They don't make your team win at all. They just cause confusion. And they have been always a Steel City, hard-nosed team. And that's the way they're ran. They've had very few coaches. I think they've only had 3 coaches. You know, they just don't put up with the bull crap. When they got Bill Cowher, the one they got now, and then I forgot who it was before. They just don't put up with the bull crap. So I think Bell and Antonio Brown are going to have to make a choice here soon on who they want to play for. Because even though they might not be getting the money they think they deserve, they're still on a team that's the best in the NFL ever. That's just the truth. I don't think anyone has more Super Bowls than the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they might be tied with them, maybe. Maybe Dallas. Dallas might be tied with the Steelers. Let me look up who has the most Super Bowls. Because I think the Steelers have the most ever. Pittsburgh Steelers. They have 6. New England Patriots have 5. San Francisco has 5. And Dallas has 5. So you're on the most winningest team ever. And there's a good reason why you're on the most winningest team ever. Or why Pittsburgh is, because they don't mess around. They really don't. They don't have time to mess around. And they've always done things pretty much by the book the way I see it. You know, that's why you don't have a lot of goofing off on the sideline. You know, you just don't. It's a tight ship. And that's what we love about the Steelers. It's just a tight ship. They don't care about all the extra stuff. All they care about is winning. And that's what you get out of them. You know what I'm saying? I bet they've been to the playoffs more than any team ever as well. You know, so the Spurs, right? The Spurs in the NFL, right? I bet they've been in the playoffs more than anybody else either, too. The Steelers are about stats. Brown is tired of being Big Ben's act like a female. He's full fed and doesn't care no more. Well, listen, I don't think Big Ben is going to go anywhere. I mean, it's just from someone who's from Pittsburgh, and from what I've seen in Pittsburgh and the way they do things, they don't get rid of people who are doing well too fast. They just don't. To me, they just don't throw out good players like that. You know what I'm saying? You have to ruffle somebody's feathers really, really bad in order for, you know, them to say, we don't need this here. You have to, you know what I'm saying? Now, Big Ben is done in old relic. I can't say that. I can't see that. I can't see that. I can't see Big Ben going anywhere for like the next 4 years. I just can't. Injuries, court cases, bike wrecks, you know, I just still can't see Big Ben going anywhere for like the next 4 years. Now, to a fault, Pittsburgh held on to Terry Bradshaw too long. But Terry Bradshaw was giving them Super Bowl rings. But to me, when Terry started going down, they were still trying to hold on to see if they can get another one. You know what I mean? We was like, get rid of Bradshaw. He's like, get rid of him. And that was that. You know what I'm saying? We was like, you're going to have to get rid of Bradshaw. I forgot who came after Bradshaw, but I remember when Slash paid Cordell Stewart. We was like, he's kind of like a Michael Vick. This is when Michael Vick came in and, you know, actually it was before Michael Vick. But nonetheless, you know, Michael Vick came in and just pretty much showed everybody what a running, scrambling quarterback really, really looks like. You know, his brother did the same thing, but his brother was into something else, running from the cops and doing all kind of stuff. But Michael Vick really showed everybody what a scrambling quarter looked like. And old Slash, Cordell Stewart, he was good for a minute, but he messed up. I think in a Super Bowl, and after that, he was never the same. We never looked at Cordell Stewart the same. We were like, well, wait, why did you do that? He did something that didn't make any sense. And we were all looking like, you just pretty much, gave it away. But nonetheless, he was good. Then they was just like, you got to go. Public opinion was just like, get rid of him. It's like, you got to go. You know what I'm saying? And his wife, oh my goodness. His ex-wife. Oh, Lord. Oh, sweet have mercy. His ex-wife, man. But Cordell Stewart he's different, man. I saw him at a club just walking around like nobody saying anything to him. And I was like, isn't that Cordell Stewart? Just like, ain't nobody saying nothing to him. The club packed. Nobody saying nothing to Cordell Stewart. I'm like, this is weird. There's no entourage, no nothing. I'm like, it was just strange. Come on, Tom. Get out. Eli, Tom Brady are done. It's time for stays, go to the Super Bowl, playoff. But Flacco, Ben, Eli are old. Look. Last time Joe Flacco won a Super Bowl, they gave him a huge. They gave him. Look. They gave him one of the largest contracts in the NFL after he won that Super Bowl. Then the team got dissolved. So Ray Lewis, Ray Rice. Those players that were making a team dynamic on offense and defense. One of them got into trouble, and the other one, retired, and then ended up playing for the Steelers, and then the Steelers let him go. But nonetheless, when these players, you're okay. So you're saying that Flacco's not good anymore. Well, he doesn't have the dynamite defense that he had when he went to the Super Bowl. And defenses, definitely can win, they can win for you the whole season. Ray Lewis was smashing people for years. People were afraid to come across the middle. You know what I'm saying? Just because he was there breaking people off. So with that dynamic, that definitely helped, so that team it just went like this. It just was dissolved. So yeah, they don't look the same because they don't have the same support that they had before. And who else did you say? Eli, same thing. Same thing after they won that the Super Bowl. Eli, Pierre Paul, is he still playing for the Giants? No, they got rid of Victor Cruz. He was the playmaker, gone. It just makes a difference. A lot of those superstars no longer played for that team after that. They even got rid of Coughlin. So I'm just saying those teams dissolve after Super Bowl because everybody wants money. So they go to where the money is. Somebody says, hey, I'll pay you $20 million more guaranteed. They're like, I'm out of here. There's no love for the team. Roethlisberger, I think he's a franchise quarterback. He's not going nowhere. As a matter of fact, all the people that you mentioned are all franchise quarterbacks, but the whole team is not a franchise team. And it makes a difference. Brady, well, you can say what you want about Brady. He is old. He's like 40, 41. I think he's got 2 more years, and I'm not in my feelings about it. I want to see, Casey Keenum, do his thing again. He got traded. I wouldn't mind Cousins doing his thing. He got traded. And I want to see some of the young, Dak Prescott. I want to see what he's going to do. I like the young quarterbacks coming in and doing their thing. When Andrew Luck came in, who did he play for? The Spartans? I was a fan of Andrew Luck. I was like, yeah, Andrew, let's go. Let's see what you're going to do. My favorite quarterback right now in the NFL is the one who plays for, the he's off right now. Well, Dak's got a lot. He's got a lot. He's got a lot on his shoulders. He plays for the most popular team in the NFL, which is the Dallas Cowboys, which is supposed to be America's team. Yeah, my favorite is Cam Newton, but he plays for the Dallas Cowboys. They are the most popular team. They're the apex team in the NFL, period. There's nobody who's got as much money as they are. But the reason why they're popular is, one, they got 5 Super Bowls, but 2, the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. They are America's team. That's just it. The cheerleaders were a big thing back when I was growing up, and they put on a show, and they make sure everybody knows it's a show. But like I said, they got 5. So, but my favorite is Cam Newton. When Cam Newton came into the game, he had one game where he was doing like crazy. He was throwing for crazy yards. He's 6'4", 6'5", or something like that. 220, 225. He's a big person. And I think he's a great scrambling quarterback. He's got the scrambling ability of Colin Kaepernick. He's got the arm of Doug Williams. I mean, he's got the size of McMahon. He's just he's an all-around player. Is an all-around quarterback, if you ask me. That's just how I feel about Cam Newton. He has everything that you need. Good line running back. His what? Good line. Sounds well. Yeah. I think Cam Newton should have a ring. Yeah, Dak. Yeah. Okay. I think Cam Newton should have a ring. That's just me. Look at some more of these highlights. Hold on just a second, guys. Turn on some music as well. Todd Gurley. Yeah, good line, running back. It's good. Sounds spoiled. Listen, as far as the Cowboys is concerned, they have one of the best running backs that there is. A boy from Ohio State. I mean, he got into some trouble. He was out 6 games, but it's like Cam is LeBron. But it's like, let's go. What you gonna do now? All that hype, all that advertisement around you. Yeah, Zeke a monster. It's like, what you gonna do now, Zeke? You stay out of trouble. Let's see. I definitely got them going to the playoffs. I definitely got them going to the Final Four. Well, let me say, Dallas in the Final Four. Okay, no. I can't see Dallas going to Final Four, but the Final 8, yes. I can see Dallas going to Final 8. Not the Final Four. That's too close. Not this year. But I can see Dallas going to the Final 8. Okay, so here's my Final 8. It's going to sound redundant. Here's my Final 8. Yeah. Oh, I bet he could probably do 500 like 10 times. I mean, he's ridiculous. Here's my Final 8. My Final 8 is going to be Pittsburgh. Definitely. Okay, so it's going to be, all right. So my Final 8 is going to be the Rams, Pittsburgh, Dallas, Patriots. What up? Rams, Pittsburgh, Dallas, Patriots, Saints. My sleepers are going to be the Buccaneers. That's the sleeper. The Buccaneers, Denver, and San Francisco. So that you guys are probably going to look that all up and say, okay, it's not possible for those teams to be all in the final 8. But that's just the teams I expect to at least go to the final 8. So if some of them don't make it, that's fine with me. My final 4, again, no Panthers in the final 8. But like I said, I'm not looking at an AFC, NFC schedule. Okay, you know what? Let's do it like this. All right, so now I'm looking at the AFC, NFC. All right, so we'll do it like this. Dolphins are looking good. So final 16, all right, so in the AFC East, I'll break it down like that. I chose the Patriots. So the Patriots and the Dolphins are doing good out of the East. The Jets and the Bills, especially the Bills, out of the West AFC, you got the Chiefs. So I chose the Chiefs also and the Broncos. All right, then you got the Chargers and the Raiders. Can't see that. The AFC North, you have the Bengals that are 2-0, the Browns 1-1-1, Ravens, the Steelers. I still think the Steelers are going to come out of nowhere, but they're going to have to get past the Ravens always. And I don't think they're going to have a problem with the Browns once they get up and running. And Cincinnati, we always go head-to-head with Cincinnati, so we might end up seeing them in the AFC championship. So I could see that. Especially if Green stays healthy. Green, right? If Green stays healthy, he's always going to be a threat. He's always going to give us a hard time. So we're either going to see the Ravens or we're going to see Green. The Bengals. So AFC South, Jacksonville gave us a problem. We made a big mistake last year. Even the coach said it. He was like, we're getting ready for the Patriots. But Jacksonville was standing in their way, and we all know what happened. That was a bad thing to even say. If you were thinking that, that's one thing. But to say that right before the game, like you said that before the game, when I heard that, I was like, you just gave them the spirit to play you harder. Like, don't give them a reason to stomp you in the ground, and, their running back, who's that, Forte, just showed up and trounced Pittsburgh, even with all their weapons. They just trounced them. You never, ever, 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 ever look past the team. I don't care if they're the worst team in the league. You do not look past the team. You just don't. If they're in your way, you knock them down and you pin them down good. Then you go to the next game. That's just the way you play. So it was just a bad thing to say. So you got in this AFC South, you got Jacksonville, Titans, Colts, Texans. I don't expect Titans, Colts, and Texans to do anything. I'll be looking at the Jags, if anything. So you got the Cowboys in the NFC East, Cowboys, Redskins, Eagles, Giants. I don't expect the Redskins, Eagles, and the Giants to do anything. I just don't. Cowboys, I think they're going to do a little something. Redskins got a new quarterback, though. So Rams in the NFC West. So I expect the Rams and I expect the 49ers to do something. The Seahawks, they're struggling right now. Russell Wilson just threw that interception. They're going to have to get their stuff together. Ever since they lost the Legion of Boom, they've never been the same. You know what I'm saying? And ever since that giveaway in the Super Bowl where not one person understands what Pete Carroll did. Not one person outside of Pete Carroll understands why you made that play, why you called that play. No one. No one. Mathematics can't understand it. Aerodynamics, whatever science, nobody understands why you did that. Okay, so the Cardinals, I don't expect them to do anything, even though I've always liked the Cardinals. NFC North, Packers, I expect the Packers to do something. I do. Vikings, not mad at the Vikings. Bears, and the Lions, definitely not. Matthew Stafford. The Buccaneers, my sleeper team. I called it last year. If you go look at some of my videos, I was like, the Buccaneers are going to the playoffs. And they won their last 4 games last year, but they looked terrible all the way up until they made a particular transition. Then they start looking good. I was like, Bucks next year. Look out for them. So Falcons, definitely. I can see Falcons maybe going to the final 8 because they got maybe the number 2. I think he's the number 2 receiver in the NFL, Julio Jones. And then, of course, there's a Panthers. So this is a dogfight for the NFC. The NFC South is definitely going to be a fight. There are 4 teams there that could just, all 4 of these teams could go definitely to the final 8. I picked 2 of them to go to the final 4 possible to slug it out for the final 4, and that would be the Saints and the Falcons. I don't know. We'll just see what the Panthers can do. So there's kind of a little bit more breakdown for you guys. Yeah, I chose Patriots. Yeah, must have told them to lose. NFC South, though, test division is football. NFC South, tough test division. Yeah, it's going to be a barn burner for those 4 teams. And they're going to be the ones to look out for, the NFC South. That's going to be and you know what? If the Buccaneers weren't so good, this wouldn't be so hard. But right now, they're 2-0, and everybody else is 1-1. And I expect the Buccaneers to do it. I really do. I expect them to go possibly to the Final 4. I got them going as a sleeper to the Final 8, though. So there is my breakdown. Look, I want the Panthers to get a ring. But I don't think the Panthers are going to get a ring this year. Not this year. Not this year. Even though I know the hurricane just hit. Not this year. Next year, Panthers. This year, sadly, Patriots. Sadly. Turn this heat off. Put my heat on for a minute. All right, guys. I got to go eat. And I will talk to you guys later, man. Peace.